Good evening everybody. This is Bhargavi. Welcome to the Programming Guide channel. Today we are discussing about the functions in C programming. Normally what is meant by a function? Now we'll say that when we are going outside to attend any party, we call that we are going to a function. So why we are calling that as a function? Function is nothing but it is a specified task, right? Now in the task what will happen? Now understand a function is a big party like our big program in C. Okay, now in that party the task is divided by some persons so that the task will be maintained properly. That means the function will be arranged properly. Why? Because so different people will do the task so that the function completely successful. Otherwise, think that one person alone doing the entire task of the function. What happens? The function may not be properly done. So, we are dividing the task into subparts so that each subpart can be performed by other person. So, we can execute the function. We can complete that function perfectly. In a similar manner, in the C programming also, instead of writing a big program, we are dividing the big program into smaller programs so that our program is to be executed perfectly without any confusion. So, we are dividing the big program into smaller programs. It is called as the functions in C. Now, we see the definition of the function. A function is a group of statements that together perform a task. Every C program has at least one function which is main. Till now in all the programs we have written main function. That is means what? The compiler calls this main function to perform the task of our program. And almost all the programs can be defined additional functions also. That means not only main function, we can define additional functions also. Now, what the advantages we have when we are writing the function? The large program is divided into parts so that each part can perform a task so that work will be reduced. Okay. Now, what advantages more we have? Avoid repetition of codes. For example, I want to add two numbers in the beginning of the program, and in the similar manner I want the same code at the end of the program also. So again accepting two numbers, adding two numbers and printing two numbers. This is the task. I have to implement this task at the beginning of the program and at the end of the program. So if you write two times, that code will be more and it is very hard to write. So summing of two numbers is nothing but it's a small program only. But if you want to do any task repeatedly in the same program, so what will happen? The code will be increased. So instead of increasing the code, we implement the part whichever you want to repeat in a function. So that function is to be called when you required. So here avoid repetition of codes. That means one function, once the function is defined, you can implement that, you can call that anywhere in the program. Now increases program readability. So the program, if you write addition function 4 times, so the program will become more. But if you write one time and call many times, so the program will be readably. Divide a complex program into simpler ones. Now only I told you. Reduces chance of error. Modifying a program becomes easier by using a function. Now I have designed a project, I have developed a software, I have developed an application, right? Now in that application, instead of for example, consider we are using WhatsApp, right? Now in WhatsApp, all features we have: chats, status, calls, groups, something like that. We have different options in WhatsApp. Now I want to add one modification in the existing feature. What we'll do in the software? Completely will not check the WhatsApp software completely. It will not be closed. whatever the part you want to modify, that will be only modified with the help of the function. That means, for example, chat box is there. Now I want to make a something like that group chat. So whatever chat I am writing, that to be displayed to the group of people. Okay, at the same time, that means like group call we have. So in the same manner, I want to create a group chat. So that will be new update. So that will, how that will be added? We have to make a function to the group chat, and that will be added to the WhatsApp. Right? So that means modifying a program. Now what we are modifying? We are not completely modifying the WhatsApp program. Just we are modifying a part of that. So that will be done with the help of the functions. Now we'll see we have types of the functions. What are the types of functions? We have two types of functions, that is predefined functions and the user defined functions. Now in this video I am going to discuss about the user defined functions only. In the later sessions we will discuss predefined functions. Now how to write a user defined functions? When we declare a function, we need to write three things. First, function declaration, function definition and function calling. Now first we go with what mean by declaration, what mean by definition, what mean by calling. Now we'll understand. Now function declaration. Declaration is nothing but what? Normally when you say declare something, you are writing your user defined functions. User defined functions will be compiled by what? Compiler. Right? Now your compiler should know that this is a way of writing of your program. So this function name you want to write. So it contains this many of parameters. This is the task of the function. So it has to return some values. So user defined function means what? We have to define that functions. Yes. So these functions has to be understood by the compiler. So before to the writing of the function, we have to inform the compiler that this is the function I am going to use in my program. So that we call it as a function declaration. Here we have a syntax for function name, function declaration, return type, function name and parameter list. For example, I want to check a maximum of 2 numbers. So how to write? So function name is max. So it contains 2 numbers, integer number 1, integer number 2. So these are the 2 numbers I want to check in a max function. So this is a function which is going to check which number is the maximum number. Now here we have a keyword called return type. So return type is nothing but this function is going to return a value. So that we call it as a return type. So the return type may be integer, float, character, it may be anything. But that is of the returned value which the max and function returns. So if this max function returns integer value, we have to write int. If doesn't returns any value, we have to write void. Now function definition. Now return type, function name and parameters list and body of the function. So this is the syntax of writing a function. Listen carefully. Return type. Now already we discussed it. Type of value is a function is going to return. That may be of integer, void, float and character, etc. So in this body of the function, I am performing addition. I want to display this addition in a main function. So what we have to do? We have to pass this summing value to the main back. So this function also returns some value. So that return type we have to specify. If some value, integer. If you want to return nothing, void. If it is a float, write float. Character, char. Now function name is the name of the function and follows the rules when you declare a variable. So it should not start with a capital letter. It should not start with the alphabet, capital alphabet. It should not start with the number. At the rate is not to be at the first. So underscore can be used. So these are the rules to define a function. Now parameters list, that means these parameters list values comes from the main function. So main function is going to return how many values. So for example, I want to check two numbers, which number is maximum. So from main function we'll get two numbers. So that two numbers we have to specify here. Next, body of the function. So the task of the function to be done here. For example, addition, say a plus b. If you want to check maximum of two numbers, number 1 to be greater than number 2, something like that, we have to specify. When you see one program, so you will be very clear with that. Next, function calling. When you call a function, what to be followed by in syntax? Now function's name and list of parameters. Now every function, the first function of the program is main. In this main we can write any number of functions. Now sum a comma b. So this is a way of declaring a function. Sum is a function. We are passing a and b values to the function of sum. Now ways of writing of functions. So we can write the functions in many ways. Functions with parameters, functions without parameters, with return value and without return value. Now we'll see a simple program based on the functions so that you will be very understand easily. Now opening my Turbo C++. Now open file, say new. Now write your function over here. Hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main. Now let me take a comma b and two values. I'm clearing the previous screen. Right, now ask the user to enter two numbers. Enter two numbers. Scanf modulus of d ampersand of a comma ampersand of b. Till now we know. Now I want to call a function sum. To that I want to pass two numbers. Now this is a way of calling of a function. Now what we completed? Just we completed calling a function. Now first we have to declare the function. So how your function is? Is your function is going to return any value? No. Void. So this is a function declaration. How many values you are passing there? You are passing two integer values. Now what is meant by this statement? We are informing the compiler that we have a function sum that contains of two integer numbers that doesn't going to return any value. So this is function declaration, function calling completed. Now we are going to write function definition. So what is the function definition? Return type, function name, parameter list. So in this function I am not going to return any value. So the thing is void sum. So this function is not returning any value. So I am taking int x, int y. We have to specify along with the data types in the parameter list. Now I am declaring a variable z. Now z is equals to x plus y printf sum of two numbers z. Now I'm closing and close the function. Now compile the function, success. Now run. I'm passing 23 and 34. So 57 will be the output. Now let's understand the program now. This is clear. A and B I am declaring. Some integer, two numbers I am taking. Enter two numbers, accept scan numbers. I am calling a function a comma b. Now this function is called. Now here a and b are local to this function only. So these variables are local to this function. Whereas int x and int y, I'm copying a to x, I'm copying b to y. Now I'm copying one more copy of a and b here. So this x and y will be local to this function. Instead of x and y, you can take a and b also, no problem. Why? Because here x and y are local to this variable, that means sum function. This ab is local variables to main functions. So there are two types of variables, local variables and global variables. Global variables is nothing but main before. If you declare any variables in the declaration section or global declaration section, as we declared the structure of the program, there we have defined global variable declaration. So if you write outside the main, those variables are global variables. That means those variables can be used throughout the program. But here this a and b are local to this main function only. In this main function only you can use a comma b. And this x and y are in the sum function only. Why? Because this sum function are initializing the values for x and y. So x and y you can use here. If you write a plus b here, you will get an error. See, look at what the error. Undefined symbol a, undefined symbol b in a function line 16. That means you are not supposed to use a plus b here. Here we should write x comma y. Why? Because we are copying the values of a to x, copying the value of b to y. Compile. Now no more errors. Now run the program. I am writing 23 and 45. 68 will be the output. Now trace the program. Now F7. Now initialization is done. Function declaration is completed. Clear the previous screen and ask the user to enter two numbers. So I am entering 35 and 67. Now to where the control will move? Now the control will move to the sum function. Why? Because compiler internally understood that. So it has to call now sum function. Now it is going to sum. We are not executing getch. Why? Because compiler understanding that we are calling sum function. Now print sum of two numbers. Now it is going back. Why? Because after calling the function, completion of your function, control move back to the position from where you are calling a function. That means from some position you are calling a function. So it is come to the sum function and the sum function is completed. Now control moves back to the statement which is after the sum, that is getch. Now the getch is executed. Now this is a program with parameters without return values. That means we are passing two parameters here but we are not returning any value from here. Now I'll make one more program, function with parameters with return value. That means instead of printing z value over here, I want to return this addition value back to the main function. So how to write that program, we'll see. So for convenience of making video, just I am copying the things. Why? Because if you are writing the same things, it will be time waste. Now I have values and a comma b. Now I have one more value, say add. Okay. Now clear the previous screen. Now in this program what we want to do, we want to return a value from function to main. So whenever you are passing a value, your function is accepting, right? In the same manner, when you pass a value from function to main, your function should accept the value. Okay. Now that means your function is going to return some value. So if some function returns some value, you have to specify the return type of the returned value. So if I am returning integer, we say int. If you are not returning anything, we say void. Now void sum, to that I am passing a comma b values. So we have to specify the type of the parameters, right? Now printf enter two numbers and scanf accept two numbers, right? Now what the thing, we have to call the function, right? Now what is the way to call the function? So here function declaration is completed. We are informing the compiler that we are calling a function called sum. To that we are passing two integer values, and that also returns some integer value. So with the help of this line, compiler understood. So this function is going to be implemented in the program. Now you are returning some value. That means whatever the value is coming from the function to main, that has to be stored in one variable. So I am taking add is a variable. To that I am calling a function a comma b. Just understood that here if you are passing a comma b, your function is receiving. Similarly, if your function is sending some value, your main function has to accept, and that accepted value would be stored in add. Printf sum of a and b is modulus of d comma add. Now get ch and I am closing. Now which function we are calling? Int sum. Now int a comma int b, int c I am defining, c is equals to a plus b. Now we should return the value of addition. So where you are storing a plus b value? In c you are storing. Say return c. Okay, now close this. Now compile the program. We have an error over there. See, success. Now here understood what we are doing. We are passing a and b values similarly to the previous program, and we are receiving int a, int b. Now this ab is different, this ab is different. So this ab is local variables to the main function. I am closing main here. So a and b work is completed up to here only. Now here a and b are local to sum. So this a and b valid to this only. That means you can write x and y or a and b and p, q, any variables you can write. So these are local to this function, these are local to the sum function. Now return c. So which type of value you are returning? Integer. So you have to specify the return type as integer. So this return value would be stored where? From where you are calling? You are calling from add equals to. So the returned value of c will be copied to add, and we are printing. Now compile the program. Run the program. I am giving 2 and 3. So I am getting the output as 5. Now trace the program. F7. Right? So declaration is done. It is accepting two numbers. I am getting 2 and 4. Now to what you are calling? Sum 2, 4 you are passing. So whatever the sum is done, that will be returned some value, and that value would be stored in add. Now you are calling a function. Control directly jumps to the function without going to this printf statement. Look, F7. Now it does its task, returns c. Now returned value would be stored in add. Now the next statement is what? Printf. So it is executing printf. Now understood the difference between previous program and this program? If you want, look at it. So in this what we are doing? Enter two numbers, accept two numbers, pass two numbers, do the addition, print here only. But in next program, what we are doing? Just we are returning this back to the sum. So this is the difference between without return value and with return value. Okay. Now if you don't want to do any parameters accepting here and printing, simply call sum function and accept the variables here only, do the performation and do the calculation here also. Now first I am saving this program. Now for convenience I am modifying the same thing in this program only. Otherwise we will make other program. Now simply I am writing a function without any parameters, void sum. I am declaring a function void sum. I am clearing the previous screen. Simply I am calling a function sum and I am writing ch and close this and close this. Now in this what we are doing? We are declaring a function, we are clearing the previous screen, we are calling a function sum and get ch. Now write a function body void sum. Now in this program what I am doing? I am taking a value, b value, c value, right? Now printf, enter two numbers, scanf, accept two numbers, ampersand of a comma ampersand of b. Now c is equals to a plus b. Printf sum of two numbers modulus of d comma c and close. We are calling a function, we are calling a function sum, we are declaring here only, accepting here only, printing here only. That means without parameters, without return value. Now compile the program. Now run the program. Giving 3 and 5, you are getting the output as 8. Now I am not modified, clear the screen. Now call a function sum.